Hi, everybody. My name is John Fitzsimmons. So today I'm going to be talking about using augmented and virtual reality in the special education classroom with children on the autism spectrum. We're going to start with what is a technology trend? Well, it's an actual direction and the evolution of technologies in a particular area to be addressed by organizations in the next few years. Your technical definition. My idea about it is more like it's the latest fad in education dealing with technology. We see fads come and go. I'm hoping this is one that will stay with us. Some of the other trends we've been discussing and that are on the forefront are artificial intelligence, gamification, using social media in the classroom, and customized learning. And I truly believe that this is a trend that will be implemented as soon as schools decide to budget that into their planning. The development of virtual reality in education. In 2000, a mainstream study by researcher Alessandro Antonetti and his team proved that VR could benefit learning. Children were given a virtual tour using VR headsets of a complex painting, and after being allowed to examine all aspects of it, were better able to describe it than the non VR using control group. And then in 2010, when the contemporary VR headset began to emerge, their integration in schools became more widespread. That surprised me. I didn't know that schools have been using those since 2010. In 2014, from 2014 to 2017, we saw the progression of PC connected VR headsets to console and mobile tethered alternatives. Eventually, the standalone VR headset made VR into the independent platform that it is today. In 2021, virtual reality is used in a ton of different settings. Experts can receive training in how to improve their businesses with these technologies, and educators can come up with new ways to integrate immersive VR into classrooms, regardless of the subject that they teach. Now, VR headsets have come down in cost, and companies are developing software for education and programs that are specifically designed for students with autism. Here's a little video on the development of augmented reality in education. All right, so next we're going to talk about augmented reality and virtual reality in the classrooms. So, first of all, let's talk about the difference between augmented reality and virtual reality. In augmented reality, the user is immersed in a mix of the real world and a virtual world, and you interact with both worlds and clearly distinguish between them. It uses a smartphone, a tablet, or other mobile device. In VR, the user is immersed in an entirely virtual world. It's hard to differentiate between reality and virtual reality, and it uses a head mounted display or glasses. So, some of the benefits of VR or AR for children with ASD can be used in the classroom to improve many things, including executive functioning, social interactions, motivation, emotional skills, repetitive behaviors, attention, their ability to pretend play, their reaction time, their social communication, adaptive behaviors, cognitive flexibility, memory, and their behavior while working. All right, applications and impact. Um, Applications of augmented and virtual reality. So, according to some research, this negative impact anxiety that tends to accompany real world social practice and that may reduce the effective social communication intervention can be minimized through the employment of VR technology, which allows children with ASD to practice their skills on real life contexts without fear of mistakes or rejection that they commonly encounter in real world face to face exchanges. VR technology can be combined with gamified approaches to increase the motivation, attention, and focus of participants with ASD. Children with autism spectrum condition suffer from deficits or particular delays in symbolic thinking. In particular, they are often found lacking in pretend play during early childhood, and researchers believe that they encounter difficulty in generating and maintaining mental representations of pretest coupled with the immediate reality. So there's hope that VR and AR can help with that. Immersive virtual reality can support a number of activities and experiences that in turn improve learning and motivate students to fulfill educational goals by eliciting their interest and engagement with the learning materials. The main advantage of immersive virtual reality seems related to the possibility for users to have firsthand experiences that would not be possible in the real world, simultaneously offering unique opportunities for experiential and situated learning, as well as promoting students' motivation and engagement. So, the impact of augmented and virtual reality on children with ASD, some of these studies that have been done, problems in social functioning, like unemployment, impaired social skills, low social motivation, high anxiety, social avoidance, are common in the ASD population. There has been some clinical evidence that VR based systems can have an increasingly positive impact on the social functioning of individuals with ASD. With the aid of assistive technology, especially VR, participants with ASD showed improvements in social task performance, communication ability, sensitivity to social contingency, i.e., the other's responsiveness to one's own behavior, social competencies, and executive function. In another study, the findings revealed positive effects of cognitive motor training using games on AR devices for improving stereotypical behaviors, compulsiveness, sameness, and restrictor behaviors, as well as working memory, cognitive flexibility, cognitive inhibition, reaction time, and attention after 4 weeks of training in patients with ASD. In another study, the current usage of VR educational environments, especially the immersive ones that aim to support ASD students at the core difficulties occurring from the specific disorder, seem promising. And results from an empirical study involving children with ASC, which is autism spectrum condition, that's how they refer to it, age 4 to 7, demonstrated a significant improvement of pretend play in terms of frequency, duration, and relevance using the AR system in comparison to a non-computer assisted situation. So we're starting to get studies, and there were many more, that show the advantages of using this technology. Now, I've included here 2 videos that are really cool. I won't play them because we don't have time for that, but I suggest if you have time to check them out. This first one is an augmentative reality device and software being used with children on the spectrum. And the second video here is a VR system being used with children who have autism and showing results, talking to parents and the students. So they're very cool. I would suggest checking those out if you have the time. All right. All right. So, what do I think about VR? Well, I'm very excited to try virtual and augmented reality with my students. The research, as we've talked about, shows that this trend can have a positive impact on their lives and on the lives of their families by improving all of their skills, especially behavior and communication. Now, the drawbacks, VR headsets are expensive, and so we may be a few years from use on those. And also, my students could break them easily because they tend to have negative behaviors, get upset, they throw things. So that's a negative. And also, my students do not like things on their faces or covering their eyes. So that would be a difficult battle to get them used to putting on a VR headset. Now, augmentative reality can be implemented right away with our current hardware. I just need to explore the options and convince my supervisor to purchase the software. The impact on me as a teacher and as a technology leader. Well, I'm going to be incorporating augmented reality into my lessons as soon as I'm able. To that end, I'm going to be further researching AR apps and programs that will work on Chromebooks and then speaking to my supervisor about getting materials by August. I'll train myself how to use them so that I can teach my assistants when they return to school. We will implement AR in any area we can and measure student progress. As a leader, I will speak to my building administrators about the benefits of augmented and virtual reality and see if the district has plans to purchase materials and incorporate it into the curriculum. If so, I will stress the need for adequate and ongoing professional development, which there is never enough of when it comes to technology. Also, as a leader, I am the special education representative on our building problem solving team, and I will use my knowledge of these tools to suggest uses to help struggling students. Personal views and impacts. Yes, we just discussed that. All right, and then finally, here are my sources. There is so much information out there. This is just a very little bit of it. Um, I hope you have time to watch those videos and explore a little on your own. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.